Namaste, how are you? So interesting times, right? So intense times. So, as I promised, I do every day a live stream in English and then again in German and then again in English and then again in German until this corona crisis is over every night. And tonight is English energy there. And I'm sitting here with Levin, who just told me something which is... you want to come in? Or?
Oh,
no. Okay. Can I share?
Yeah, of course.
So Levin shared that... can I share with your father? Or? Yeah, okay. That his father was living before on the street, and that now all his friends who still living on the street, so his father is not living on the street anymore, but all his friends who living still on the street don't get food because they are not getting supported. So that is very, very not good, very bad. And that is always when crisis happens, that the people who are more fortunate and have more money, they are more stable, right? And they can kind of find a way to go through. And those people are really suffering. So I want to say that because I think we all have to look for that. And some people at some places still can leave their houses. And what I think is important, that we take some lunch bags with us or some food, and whenever we see somebody who is on the street, that we give them some food, because they don't have any place to go anymore now. And also the people who really, really, really have no money at all, for them it's very hard right now. So we should think on those people. And I had an experience this morning where I talked to my staff here that we have to get, I don't know, in English, in German we call it Kurzarbeit, that they have to work short now. And because we cannot have guests right now into our seminar house, we hope that might lift it up soon, but right now we cannot do that. And one beautiful soul in my team told me, oh, then I will only get 65% of that money, and then it leaves me 35 euros after paying my rent and all my expenses to live. 35 euros. Come on. She started to cry and said, please don't cry, we will find a way. We all in this together, we are in a team in this, but can you imagine? So, and of course there might be a way that they can get that from another place, but that is very shocking for many people what's going on. And also the people who are, working with people like me. I mean, there are many people who will not let that ship go down without them. I would not go and save myself and leave them. And I hope really that there will be, really the government help will be there, and really that we can work it through. And we will put up some different ideas in work right now. So we're working on other things. So we try to get creative. And that is what I also suggest for everybody who's in that situation. Try to move out of that fear, because that fear is kind of paralyzing, yeah? And then you cannot move from there. So right now we're thinking, what else can we do? I mean, there are a lot of people who are writing me since so long time, can you do a course about that? Can you do a video course about that? Can you do a book about this? So now is the time to do that. And once we know how we settle everything here in the house, we can start with that work. And I really recommend, use your time. Don't get stuck in fear. Even if you have no money issues or no issues with the team, what I have, try to think how you can use your time in a very good, positive way. Because I really pray that we all get clarity now, that I can start to enjoy my time again. Because this is like not a good place right now to be in this uncertainty, and you don't know what's going on. And then first we heard we have to close down the seminar house to 15th of June. Now, luckily, we heard only to 19th of April, but maybe even earlier we can lift it up, but maybe even later. It's a uncertainty. We don't know. So, and many also other people also don't know. There are many people who don't know. Can they go out? Will they begin quarantine? And I think personally that it's very important not to get stuck in fear, to move. For myself, it's working in the garden, get body work, and not get stuck, and to move also physically, like going jogging or working in the garden, and that is very good to do if you can move, because I have some English friends and I heard them at no time yet to write to everybody, but I got some messages from people who are now in India in a quarantine, and the Germans who went to India, and they are now one friend of mine is in Rishikesh, so Sundara. So if you see that, Sundara, I will answer you later, but that is like, wow. And luckily he had enough money to pay the guest house and now he has really time to meditate. And that is important, that we use the time and that we use the energy always switching into a positive way. And I also planned something very nice, and I'm very thankful to this beautiful friendship with Danilo. Danilo is a beautiful soul who came to my darkness retreats, or our darkness retreats, for 49 days this year. I think it was in August. And at the time he felt he wants to start to share his YouTube channel with me. And since then we're doing some videos together, and mostly it's me giving some ideas and some knowledge, and he's making beautiful videos. He's cutting it in a really amazing way. If you don't know that channel, it's called Holo Vibes. So I will list it later here. We have also a Facebook group on Holo Vibes. So we decided yesterday that we now, in this Corona times, will go live and invite other people also for interviews. So we already have a list of very interesting interview partners. I also will start that on my German channel. So I think it's a really great time and opportunity also to talk about things and to do things we normally had no time to do that project, and don't have the time to go deep into it. And so yeah, that I'm really looking forward, and I have a big list of people I want to contact and to see what they have to say, and make live streams even with some more people, and we're planning some webinars. And so please guys, don't get stuck. Oh, you're in. Bianca, yes! I would love to interview you. That would be also nice. You are in Spain, right? And so we can also do a live stream together, or on your work and our work and what you feel. And so anyhow, that is very nice. We can get connected. And also I want to say, in my last live stream in German, I said many different people who say many different things. So I hope I have enough battery. I just see I didn't have my cable today. So if I gone today, then that's because I forgot the charger. So I hope it will stick. So Ori, do you know where the cable is? Yeah, it's in the office, maybe, so a black cable. You can check it out. Okay, like for the small iPhone. And what I want to say, oh yeah, there are many different informations I get from so many different sources, and actually I have a little problem to sleep sometimes, because it's like, wow, so many information. It's really amazing also to put so much dots together and to learn about so many things, and it's like, really, it's like a war. Yeah? It's really a war between the bad and the good things, and so many things coming to light, and that is also a very special time to see those things, and to understand that we can learn a lot in these times. And we don't know, sometimes we don't know what is truth and what is not truth. But I personally, there are some things I cannot talk about, but I debunked yesterday night something very big for me, for myself, where I felt somebody wanted to harm me, and I really understood their connection with certain energies, and it's like, wow. So I also feel there's some, some really threads on light workers. Oh, cool. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And I take it as a compliment, because if there are souls and energies and organizations who try to take down people like me, then I can go in depression, or I can say, wow, what a movie, I don't have to watch anything. It's like, it's amazing, and one day I might be able to talk about that, what exactly it is. But for now, I'm just amazed on myself, and it's very important to connect to the light, to not go into fear. And there are dark forces, there are dark energies, there are different agendas, and many people say, oh, maybe that virus is not real, or that virus is made by a lab, or no matter what that is, we are in a war, that's for sure. And so we have to really watch what's going on, that we don't get forced chipped, that we don't get forced vaccinated, that we wake up. And I try to tell that people since almost 20 years. Once I came back from the Philippines, my spiritual journey started very, very early. I never had a normal life like normal people have. Like I always felt very awake. And so I always was looking into things differently, and people thought I'm crazy. And now you see, people already get shipped in Sweden, yeah? And so many things come out right now, and you see so many coincidences, or where many people weren't before. So, but there's hope, and there's always the hope, and there's always the awakening process, which is there too, and which can really help us to lift that energy of the vibration of ourself, and of our DNA, of our energy body, of our way of thinking, of our way of acting, of our way to be able to feel compassion for other beings, another way to how we want to be. So what life we want to live, yeah, on what earth we want to live. And so that's very important, to not give up hope, because I know there are many light workers who are really down right now. There's a lot of fear on so many different levels. And yes, I have hours where I have fear. I have hours where I feel like, oh, that's not good. And you know what? We have to come out of that again and again and again and again. And I had such a blessing moment today where I just couldn't stop laughing and smiling, and I didn't know where that came from. And that was pure grace, and all this craziness, and all this uncertainty, and all this worry on how we pay our bills and everything right now. I was just happy and blissful, and I felt connected, and I felt like, wow, everything will come together. And from that place, when we come there, that's a big blessing. There we do different actions, so it's important to come again and again to that place, and to help us, to help each other to come to that place. So please don't go into too much fear and panic and negativity, no matter where you stay in your consciousness and in your belief. And please do me one favor, for people who don't know all the things I'm talking about, just don't feel this, or also to others who try to open up your mind, please be open. Okay, because now is the time where we can still shift things around, but we have to be open. We have to ask questions. Let's say like that. Okay, so there's a danger. Always is a danger if somebody tells you that you cannot ask questions. Then we enter a way of, how you say in English? In German it's Faschismus. Yeah, how is in English? Fascist.
I don't know.
We don't know in English the word fascist. So and that is important, that we be able to keep our critical thinking, and that we able to open our hearts, and that we able to every time raise above our fears, and pray and meditate for the peace of the world, for the peace and the human beings of the consciousness, and also love the people who are in illusion, and also even and especially pray for those people who are on the dark side, because wow, these souls, oh my gosh, they have a journey in front of them. So let's lift them too. So as soon as if it's possible, some people are not be able to lift it, I think, but we have to have compassion even to those people who hurt us or who threaten us, or that we have to raise above that feeling of we want to make things even, or we really have to get a lot of love in our hearts right now. And because many people don't understand the karmic cycle yet, they manipulate energies, they do things to other souls and beings which are not right. And now what I feel and heard, many things will be exposed and already got this exposed, and more things will come to light. I heard, if it goes well, that many people will be shocked on the level of how things will be exposed. So I pray that this will happen, because that would be really a great awakening. We'll see. I think personally it might come in waves, and we might enter a really interesting time right now. And so let's stay together. Let's raise our vibration, pray, meditate, please, not just for yourselves. That is very important. There are many people who even more worse than we are right now. The homeless people, the people who nobody cares on now. And it's very, very, very important that we feel connected in one field, and that we open our eyes to support each other. And that is very, very important in this time age. Okay? So, and you know what? In India we say, if you share, always there's some divine energy comes back to you. So when you give, you actually give to God, because there's no other than God. Everything is God. So that's why we say namaste. It's saying, the soul in me is greeting that soul in you. So how can we say that person is God and that person is not God? So, and let's not forget, as more we give, even if we are afraid, if we even have enough, but when we give, there's always the universe will take care of us. That's the spiritual path. The spiritual path is not about controlling. The spiritual path is about trusting. And that, I know myself, can be very intense. I got tested a lot of times in my life, and see, at a certain energy, the divine will give you signs. So please pray and meditate. Sit and meditate, because you have to listen to that signs. You have to be able to receive that signs. If the signs are given to you and you cannot see that, then the radio station has to be open. So for that, meditation is very necessary, and chanting of mantras is very necessary. And to satsang, that means being in truth and being together with souls who uplift you and to help you. And that is the time. So even if you feel bad, you try to uplift others. Then the divine energy comes back to you, and also you will be uplifted as well. We are all in this together. So let's pray for uplifting the world, uplifting each other. And I was really, really shocked to hear about the people on the street who are living there right now. Please look up for each other. Please, if you still are able to go out your house. I know the ministers are fighting right now. Some people say nobody should go out at all. Others say, oh no, you cannot do that. It's very interesting. If you look at that, it's already consciousness fight. And I'm happy at least that discussion is happening. I mean, I would be very worried if that not would happening at all. So that's good, at least that. And I hope more voices being raised. And so please look up for each other. Don't get into fear of sharing, that let's not forget there are people who really cannot be forgotten, because who is caring now on the people who are eating? Because you said every day for the homeless people there was a place they can go to have food.
A lot of public services.
Public services. So all the public services are shut down. So what are the people eating now? What is that? So and if the people have home arrest, what to do. So we still can go to the supermarket, we still can go to work, we still can go to a doctor, which I recommend to go to a natural doctor and boost your immune system. But just saying, so on the way we can see if there are some people who need help. So this is a time where we get proven to, and we will be watched of divine entities, that's for sure. We will all be watched how we act right now, for what we're standing, and that is also, sometimes that also is a test on our character as well. So let's not forget that. Okay, beautiful souls, we chant now Hanuman Chalisa for peace, healing, removing of negative energy. That Hanuman Chalisa has many ways of chanting. One says is Sabasukalahi Tumea Sharana Tumarakshaka Hoko Dharana. So there are so many verses which is saying protect for the negative forces, protect for the Bhutas, for the ghost, protect for the Rakshasas, for the negative energy, protect for that energy who tries to destroy the humanity. So when we listen to that, or when we chant that, that energy is coming to us and is flowing through us, but we should also think of sending it to the world as well. Also here is one power energy. Yama Kubera Dikapala Jahante Kabe Kubikakai Sake Gahante. So even death, Yama is the god of death, so even death and Kubera, the god of wealth, has to surrender to your energy. So that means that even if somebody takes fully your wealth away, or somebody takes fully your health away, that there's a chance, if we chant with a beautiful heart and if we pray very hard, that problems get lifted, we get healthy, we get a lot of strength. So, and also Sadhu Sante, I already said that yesterday in German, but that's very important. Sadhu Sante ke tumarakavare asurani kandana rama dulare. Sadhu are the people who are living their life for others, and they're mostly living on donations. But in this Kali Yuga time age, I think there are many sadhus here on the live stream or looking at later that video. I mean, sadhus are not the sadhus just on the street. Sadhu, I feel, is something you are in your heart, right? So sadhu also means somebody who is connecting to the divine very, very strongly, like a yogi. And so sadhu sante ke tumara kavara means all sadhus getting super much protection. And for all asuras, that means the devil energy of the negative energy. So the black magic cannot completely touch them. They might scratch, they might harm you for a little bit, they might take some life energy for a little bit, but that is a big protection. And that I had a time in my life where there was some threat, some negative energy really be thrown on me. At that time I was not believing that. Until that time I was really thinking, people make it up, there's just beautiful energy, you connect to that, and I think beautiful and everything is perfect. But then I experienced it, and that is the time when I started to chant Hanuman Chalisa. And since then I do that, I don't know how many years now. I think it's almost 12-14 years I'm chanting now the Hanuman Chalisa every day. And I can feel that doesn't mean I'm not going through stuff, and it doesn't mean we are all untouchable by negative forces, the negative energies. But there's a divine energy too, and that is protecting in ways which is very, very mysterious, and it's really, really beautiful. And many things can only be seen later, after your journey is done for some months or some years. You look back and you're like, whoa, okay. And some of that realization of somebody who really tried, or some energy really tried to harm me through somebody who knew about that. That was a big realization I had last night, and how much I was protected. I was damaged a little bit by that. One day I will tell that story. Now it's not the time. But The good at the end wins, yeah? So, and okay, then we have some scars. So then we have some scratches, and so let's wear them with proud. Okay, from our divine battles. And we are in a battle for sure. The whole world is in a battle. So it's a battle about our freedom, our consciousness, our love, our surrendering to the divine right now, how much we can do that. So it's very, very important. So let's chant together. And if you don't know the Hanuman Chalisa, don't worry. Just you listen and you pray for yourself and for the world. Sanakati kapramnani munisa narara sarara saita Shanti.